For 14 minutes, she was alone in this elevator. Something was terrifying her, and to this day, no one can explain what. This is the last known footage of 21-year-old Elisa Lam before she disappeared inside one of America's most notorious hotels. Police analyzed every frame. Forensic experts, internet detectives, paranormal investigators. Everyone has a theory about what happened in these 14 minutes. But here's the problem. The evidence points in every direction and none at all. Because what happened after this footage? That's even more impossible. Elisa Lam was a Canadian college student with dreams of traveling the world. She documented everything online. Her struggles with depression, her love of indie music, her excitement about exploring California. In late January 2013, she checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Solo traveler, budget accommodation, $65 a night. But the Cecil wasn't just any hotel. Serial killer Richard Ramirez lived here in the 1980s. So did Jack Unterweger, who murdered 3 women while staying in this building. At least 15 people have died here. Jumpers, overdoses, murders. Some call it the most evil hotel in America. Elisa didn't know any of this. She just knew it was cheap. For her first week, everything seemed normal. She posted updates. She video called her parents every day. Then, January 31st, the calls stop. Her family reports her missing. LAPD searches the hotel. They find her belongings in her room, her phone, her laptop, her medication. But no Elisa. Days turn into weeks. Search teams comb Skid Row. Dive teams search nearby rivers. She's vanished. Then guests at the Cecil start complaining. The water pressure was low. The water was brown. It tasted wrong. February 19th. A maintenance worker climbs to the roof to check the water tanks. He opens one of the large water supply tanks. And there, floating in the water that guests had been drinking, bathing in for nearly 3 weeks, was Elisa Lam. But here's what makes no sense. The roof was locked. The door had an alarm. The water tank lid weighed 20 pounds and was 10 feet above the roof. Security cameras showed no one else accessing that area. So how did she get up there? And why was she in that elevator acting so strangely? The police had one clue, the security footage. 14 minutes that would become the most analyzed video in true crime history. Let's break down what you're actually seeing. Elisa enters the elevator at 10:57 p.m. on January 31st. She's alone. She presses multiple buttons. Not just her floor. Every button. The elevator doors should close, but they don't. She waits. Then she steps to the side, hiding in the corner, like she's hiding from someone. She peers out cautiously, looks left, looks right, then steps out of the elevator completely. She's talking to someone, or something. But here's the thing. The hallway is empty. There's no one there. Watch her hands. They're moving in these strange geometric patterns. Some say it looks like a ritual. Others say it looks like she's counting, pressing invisible buttons in the air. She steps back into the elevator, presses more buttons. Still, the doors won't close. She moves to the corner again, waiting. She's clearly distressed. And then she walks out of frame. The elevator doors finally close. 47 seconds later, they open again. The elevator goes up, goes down, stops on different floors. But Elisa never comes back. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. But what was she doing? Who was she talking to? And why did the elevator malfunction like that? The internet exploded with theories, and they fall into 3 camps. Theory 1, paranormal activity. The Cecil Hotel has a dark history. Some believe Elisa encountered something supernatural, a ghost, a demon, an evil presence that drove her to the roof. The hand gestures? Some claim it's a protection ritual. The elevator malfunction? Paranormal interference. Thousands of people believe something from that hotel drove her to her death. Theory 2. Foul play. Someone was stalking her. Someone who knew how to avoid the cameras. The elevator doors staying open. Someone holding the button on another floor. Her hand gestures. She's signaling for help. Her death? Murder. Staged to look like an accident. Maybe a hotel employee. Maybe another guest. But someone wanted her dead. Theory 3. A tragic medical episode. Elisa had bipolar disorder. She was on medication. The hand movements, psychomotor agitation, a symptom of her condition. The elevator behavior, confusion from a manic episode. Her death? A terrible accident caused by a mental health crisis. So which is it? Here's where it gets complicated. The autopsy report ruled her death accidental drowning. But it also said this: bipolar disorder was a significant contributing factor. But here's what's strange. Her toxicology report showed her medication levels were lower than prescribed. She might have stopped taking her pills. But why? Let's talk about how she got to the roof. Because this is where the official story starts to fall apart. The roof access door was alarmed. If opened, it would alert security. But no alarm was triggered that night. The LAPD said the alarm was broken, but hotel staff said it was working earlier that day. Someone's lying or someone turned it off. Even if she got through the door, she'd have to climb a 10-foot ladder to reach the platform where the water tanks were, then lift a 20-pound lid that was locked from the outside. Forensic experts said it would be extremely difficult for someone in a manic state to accomplish this, but it's not impossible. Here's what detectives think happened. Elisa went to the roof, possibly to get fresh air or because she was disoriented. She saw the water tank. She climbed up. Maybe she thought it was a way down. Maybe she was hiding. Maybe her mind was playing tricks on her. She opened the lid, climbed inside, and couldn't get back out. The water was freezing. The walls were slick. The opening was 4 feet below the top of the tank. Even if she realized her mistake, she couldn't climb out. She drowned in total darkness, alone, terrified. For hours, maybe days, she floated in that tank while life continued below. But the internet wasn't satisfied with that explanation, because the coincidences were too bizarre. First, there's a horror movie called Dark Water about a girl who drowns in a rooftop water tank. The movie poster looks eerily similar to Elisa. Second, the tuberculosis outbreak. Just blocks from the Cecil Hotel, there was a TB outbreak on Skid Row. The test for tuberculosis? It's called the Lam Elisa test, her name backwards. The same week she went missing, health officials were distributing this test in the exact area where she disappeared. Are you kidding me? The odds of that are astronomical. People started connecting dots that didn't exist. Secret government experiments, biological warfare, occult sacrifices. The theories got darker and more elaborate. But here's the problem with conspiracy theories. They're more interesting than the truth. And the truth? The truth is usually tragic, not mysterious. Elisa Lam was a real person, not a ghost story, not a conspiracy, not an unsolved mystery for our entertainment. She was 21 years old. She had a family who loved her, friends who missed her, dreams that will never be fulfilled. Mental illness is real. Bipolar disorder is real. And when you stop taking your medication, your brain can betray you. You can become disoriented, paranoid. You can make decisions that seem logical in the moment but are actually dangerous. That elevator footage? That's not a ghost encounter. That's someone in crisis, someone who needed help. And no one was there to give it to her. The hotel could have had better security. The doors could have been properly locked. There could have been staff checking the roof. But this is the Cecil Hotel, a place where people go to disappear, and sometimes they do. So what really happened to Elisa Lam? Based on the evidence, this is the most likely scenario. She stopped taking her medication. She experienced a manic episode. She went to the roof, possibly looking for fresh air or trying to escape imagined threats. She found the water tank open or was able to open it. She climbed inside, maybe thinking she was hiding, and then she couldn't get out. It's not supernatural. It's not murder. It's just heartbreaking. But here's what we'll never know. What was she thinking in those final moments? What did she see that made her act that way in the elevator? What voices was she hearing? Those answers died with her in that water tank. The footage haunts us because it's a window into something we can't understand. 14 minutes of behavior that doesn't make sense. And maybe that's the real mystery. Not what happened to Elisa Lam, but why we're so desperate to turn tragedy into entertainment. Her story isn't a puzzle to solve. It's a reminder that mental health matters, that cheap hotels cut corners, that young women traveling alone are vulnerable, and that sometimes the scariest things in life aren't monsters or conspiracies. They're the silent battles happening inside someone's mind. Rest in peace, Elisa Lam. You deserved better than this. If this case fascinated you, there are dozens more like it. Mysterious disappearances caught on camera. Unexplained deaths in strange places. Subscribe